Hey everybody, thanks for stopping in for another vintage baseball card opening. We are going to be opening up some of the same packs that we have been. Do have one extra pack in here for today's uh, edition. But we're going to start off again as normal. 1988 Score, 1990 Donruss, 1990 Fleer, 1991 Studio, and 1992 Studio in our first tier. Our second tier, we have 1989 Score, 1988 Donruss, 1991 Score Series 1, 1988 Fleer, and 1990 Upper Deck high numbers. And then also in our third tier, we have 89 Donruss, 1991 Upper Deck, 1990 Score, 1989 Bowman, and 1990 Bowman. And then in our higher tier, where potential for some of the best cards are, we do have a 1994 Collector's Choice Series 2. We have an 89 Fleer. This is an error pack with the potential to get another Bill Ripken error card. Like this one, horrible webcam, so you can't really see the F-face, but this is definitely an F-face variation, and there are potential for more out of this pack as well. 1990 Leaf Series 1 with Griffey and Sosa, among others. 91 Bowman, looking for Chipper Jones, Jim Thome rookies, also Ivan Rodriguez, Javi Lopez, Mike Mussina, and others. And then the additional pack that I have in here today is a 1987 Donruss with the chance of getting Bo Jackson, Barry Bonds, Greg Maddux, and others. So some good packs here, so we're going to see what we can get. And starting out with 1988 Score, looking for the Tom Glavine rookies, and looking for a couple of others out of here. We'll start off with Bert Blyleven, Rob Deere, Calvin Schiraldi, Oda B. McDowell, Mike Easler, Jim Lindemann, Bobby Thigpen, Paul O'Neill, Mike Flanagan, Wallace Johnson, Eric Shaw, Bob Dernier, Bruce Bochy, Eric King, Vicente Palacios, Jeff Treadway, and then we have a Tim Raines and Eric Davis Speed and Power card. So nothing too great, but some pretty fun names to see out of that pack. Our next pack, we are going to move over to 1990 Donruss. Let's see how hard this package is. The wrappers are really bad to get out of this. If I remember correctly, it was always this way, but a lot of wax damage and sticky cards on the back. All right, and in our first card, we have Paul Sorrento, another Bobby Thigpen, 2 for 2 with Thiggies. Larry Sheets, Jim Gott, Joel Skinner, Nick Osaski, Brian Meyer, Mike Dyer, a Nolan, so definitely a nice card there. Alex Sanchez, rated rookie. Jose Oquendo, Mike Fitzgerald, John Olerud, rookie, so that would have been one of the best cards to get out of that set. Cecil Espy, Sammy Sosa, so 2 great rookies in that set. And Mike Kingery. So definitely a really good pack with both Sosa rookie and a Olerud rookie. And then moving over to 1990 Fleer. And we start off with the Mariners sticker, Tom Browning, Kirby Puckett and Bo Jackson, 2 of my favorite players of that era, Denny Walling, Andy Allenson, Juan Samuel, Mike Devereaux, Mark Davis and Mitch Williams, John Morris, Joey Albert Bell would have been a nice card to pull back in the day, Kevin McReynolds, Cal Ripken Jr., always a good card to get, another Thiggy, so we are 3 for 3 in the Thiggies, so you definitely want me to get the Thigpens today. Mel Hall, Ken Howell, and Jeff Russell. And we go to 91 Studio. The Studio cards are always fun to open up because really good pictures and unique sittings situations there. We have Delano DeShields, who would have been a good card to open up. Tony Gwynn, who's always a good card to open up. Jimmy Reese, who I have never heard of before as a coach. Tim McIntosh. Kevin Belcher, looking very serious. John Farrell. Steve Farr. John Franco. John Burkett. And Greg Hibbard. And then in our final card of the Tier 1 packs, we have 92 Studio. And we start off with Steve Finley with a really nice smile. And then we go to Mike Henneman with the opposite of a smile. There's Eric Karros, Greg Jeffries, Phil Plantier. And we have a Billy Williams checklist. Pat Mahomes, father of the Kansas City Chiefs quarterback. Mickey Morandini, always bad hair day. George Bell, Norm Charlton, Sandy Alomar Jr., and Jeff Bagwell. So some pretty good cards there. So having a pretty good card day early on, even though there's not a lot of value in those cards. I got some really good cards out of the first tier pack. So, all right, so now we're going to go to 1989 score. Looking for Randy Johnson and some Craig Biggio, among others. So we start off with Rick Russell, Kirby Puckett, another big name, Jack Clark, Henry Cotto, Tom Herr, Mike Pagliarulo, Kevin Gross, Stan Javier, Tom Henke, Rick Honeycutt, Scott Bales, Luis Aguayo, Dan Quisenberry, Matt Williams, second year, technically third year, Charlie Hayes, and Geronimo Barroa. So not a great pack, but far from a bad pack at the same time. And moving on to 1988 Donruss, looking for my first Alomar rookie. I've never owned that card. And so we'll see what we can find here. Start off with a rookie, but it's an Eddie Williams rookie. And there's the Stan Musial puzzle picture. Wally Joyner, David Wells, Damon Berryhill, Bob Melvin, Jay Bell, Mike Flanagan, Roberto Kelly, Alan Trammell, Wes Gardner, Rafael Santana, Bob Ojeda, Mark Langston, and Tim Launder. So not a great pack, but again, not a bad pack either. So that seems to be the trend today. So some pretty decent packs early on. 91 score Series 1. Still looking for a Musina rookie. Have not pulled one out of this box yet. Don't have a whole lot of packs left, I believe. But still looking for that first Musina. All right, and we go to Jeffrey Leonard, Greg Olson, the catcher with the Braves, Tim Layana, Tim Drummond, Jesse Barfield, Rifleman, Von Hayes, Dan Petrie, Brian McRae, who was an exciting rookie, Ted Power, Len Dykstra, Bert Blyleven, Terry Pendleton, Tim Wallach, Pete Smith, John Smoltz, and Junior Felix. So again, nothing great, nothing bad either. So you have a few big names there. And moving on to 88 Fleer, looking for Glavin, Matt Williams, and Edgar Martinez. I think I might have pulled a Glavin out of this box, but I definitely have not pulled a Matt Williams or Edgar Martinez yet. We start off with my team, the Mets sticker, so that would have been on the front of some textbook at some point. Steve Balboni, Todd Worrell, Calvin Schiraldi, Bryn Smith, Brian Dorsett, Scott Sanderson, Dave LaPointe, Steve Sachs, Chris Bosio, Charlie Paleo, Bill Ripken, 1 year early for the error, Bill Doran, Bill Wilkinson, John Tudor, and Dave Bergman. So probably my worst pack so far, aside from the Mets sticker, which I'll give them a pass on that since I am a Mets fan. And then our last of this Tier 2 cards, 1990 Upper Deck, looking for Nolan Ryan autographs and a few rookies. Here is Bob Ojeda, Brian Harper, Pascal Perez, Kevin Romine, Walt Weiss, Jay Buhner, John Franco traded to the Mets. There's Tony Phillips, Oakland A's hologram. Gerald Clark, Mike Krukow, Bo Jackson, always a good card for me to get. Keith Miller, who's one of my favorite bench players. We have George Bell, Team Checklist, Jeff Parrott, and a Reggie non-autograph card. So, nothing great, but the Bo Jackson and Reggie cards make that a pretty decent pack. We'll leave the 89 Donruss. We'll go ahead and skip over to 1990 score. Have pulled a Bo Jackson out of one of these boxes. Have 2 boxes going. I'm not sure if I'm in the second new box or not, so you never know what we're going to find here. And we start off with another Bob Ojeda, Dennis Martinez, Brady Anderson, Wade Boggs, Dwight Smith, Pete Smith, a Ricky Henderson Dream Team card, Ramon Martinez, Lee Mazzilli, Gene Nelson, Gary Carter, one of my favorite all-time players. Still sad that he died. Lloyd Mosby, Bill Buckner. And in the rookies, we have Glenn Allen Hill, Bernie Williams, rookie, and Gary Eve. So, not a bad pack at all. Like I said, so far, that's been the story of the packs. Is nothing great, but nothing horrible either. All right, and we're going to go with the 1990 Bowman, looking for Frank Thomas and a few other rookies, but mostly the Mike Thomas or Frank Thomas rookie card here. Let's get the gum off here. Going to get a bad gum stain. Not sure who it's going to be on yet. But we have a Don Mattingly art card, followed by Ray Lankford, Jeff Reardon, Bobby Rose, Nolan Ryan, great card to get. Bill Bathe, George Bell, Mickey Tettleton, Scott Hemond, Rafael Palmeiro, Andres Galarraga, Mark Grace, Joe Oliver, Vince Coleman, and Mike Harkey. So, yeah, some pretty big names coming out today, but just not getting the high value ones. All right, so let's go ahead and do 89 Bowman. Looking for the Griffey as among others. Keith Miller got the gum stain. We start off with Pat Combs, Bruce Hurst, Dave Stewart, and not sure who that is. Brian Meyer, Jose Rijo, Keith Miller with the gum stain, Richie Ashburn reprint card, Frank White, and that's Dave Henderson, Tim Wallach, Pete Smith, Frank Tanana, and Randy Gardner. So a few notable names there. So not a total loss, but not one of the better packs. And now we're going to go ahead and open up the 89 Donruss, which is probably the least friendly packs to me, with the most I've opened up with the fewest Griffey rookies. But we have Craig McMurtry, Tony Gwynn, Diamond Kings. There's the Nolan again. Roger McDowell, Jody Davis. There's Al Leiter, rookie. Actually, not a rookie. Joel Skinner, Shane Mack, Brian Scott, Bob Boone. There's a Pete Harnish rookie. There's a dreaded checklist. Tony Gwynn MVP, John Moses, and Harold Bain. So once again, Griffey eludes me, but just like the rest of the pack so far today, that's pretty nice names. All right, in our last pack of our third tier, we are going with the 91 Upper Deck, mostly trying to find the Chipper Jones rookie, Mike Mussina rookie, and the Michael Jordan SP1. But there are a few other nice cards in this pack, or in this set. So hopefully we'll get something decent here. I've been on a bit of a dry spell with the 91 Upper Deck. Haven't really gotten anything great. Have one of the most exciting players I ever got a chance to see play live, Chuck Carr, amazing base runner. Juan Berenger, there's Dave Smith, dreaded checklist, Rafael Ramirez, Dave Schmidt. We have a Cubs hologram. Scott Bales, Mike Harkey, Kelly Gruber, Chili Davis, Sil Campusano, Brian Holman, Paul Gibson, and Jeff Robinson. So that's probably the worst pack that I've opened so far. Not too much in the way of notable names. Alright, so let's go ahead and we'll open up the 1990 Leaf. Again, the big cards are Ken Griffey Jr., Sammy Sosa. There are a few other notable cards in this set. We start off with Juan Berenger, Jeff King. There's Gary Sheffield, second year. Bruce Ruffin, Mark Gubza, Dwight Gooden, Chet Lehman, Matt Williams, Delino DeShields, rookie, which would have been a very hot card. Very excited to open up that one back in 1990. Corey Snyder, Eddie Murray. There's another thick pin, so he makes a comeback. Jim DeShays, Chuck Finley, Mitch Williams, and Jody Reed. So not a bad pack at all there. All right, now we're going to go ahead and open up. Let's do the 1991 Bowman. Still looking for Jim Thome rookie. I have not gotten one of those yet. Have pulled a Chipper Jones out of a box. I've got 2 boxes of these going as well. But here we have Colin Powell as a Gulf War fan, and very intrigued in that. I love getting the Colin Powell card. Here's Paul Molitor, Jesse Orosco, Kim Batiste, Jeff Reardon. And one thing I've noticed about these cards is the board thicknesses different dramatically on some cards. But here we have Scott Bales, Pat Henkin, Sean Dunston, Daryl Ackerfelds, Dickie Thon, Todd Ritchie, and Thigpen continues. And Carlos Baerga and Dave Staten. If anybody's a Thigpen fan, they're getting a thrill out of these packs here. All right, and we're going to go with a 94 Collector's Choice. I did pull an Alex Rodriguez out of the pack last night. So we'll see what we can get here. Be really nice if we can get another one, but get a gold signature. All right, and so far I haven't had these cards bricking together too much. So was something I was really worried about when I bought this box. But we start off with the Tony Gwynn team checklist, and then we go with Brian Hunter. And we have Jerry Brown, Mike Harkey again. We have Greg Hibbard, Alan Trammell. And then we go with John Smoltz. If I can get it apart. There's a John Smoltz. We have a Mark Lewis, Chris James. We have a Barry Bonds up close and personal. And then our signature card is Phil Clark, and it is a silver signature. So, nothing too great, but some pretty decent cards there. Normally, I would love to save this as a final pack here, the 1987 Donruss. I'm mainly looking for Bo Jackson, but there is Barry Bonds and Greg Maddux and others. Normally, this would be my final pack, but with that 89 Fleer Error pack looming, I just have to go with that as the final one. All right, but here we go with Mike Brown, Dave Sachs, Ed Lynch, Andy McGaffigan, Bo Diaz, Bob Nepper, Darrell Porter, Mike Flanagan, Ken Oberkfell, Andres Galarraga. There's a Bonilla second year. Mike Kingery, Zane Smith, and I don't think I've ever seen Zane Smith look happy in a card. Howard Johnson, one of my all-time favorite players, and Terry Mulholland. So none of the big names, but some fun, notable names there. And now our final pack of the day, at least for now, until I decide to open up some more tonight, which I very well may do. We have a 1989 Fleer, looking for Bill Ripken errors and Ken Griffey Jr. among others. But we are going to start off with a Baltimore Orioles sticker. Mike Greenwell, one of my favorite players of the era. And of course, what better than a Bobby Thigpen? Bo Diaz, Joe Hesketh, Mike Jackson, Robbie Thompson. There's Mike Heath with the Tom Brookins on the backs. That's one of the lesser valuable errors in this set out of these packs. There is Tim Belcher, Jay Tibbs, Nolan Ryan, Dave Henderson, Mike Brumley, Scott Nielsen, Lance Parrish, and Jose Guzman. So none of the big value cards, but getting that error card is kind of neat, even though it is kind of off center. So some pretty good, decent cards today. Nothing to write home about, but definitely a fun opening, especially if you're a Thigpen fan. So thanks for stopping in. Please like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. Let me know what your favorite card is that I opened up, any favorite players, any favorite cards you'd like to see me open up. I am trying to expand my arsenal of packs to see what I can open. I do have some exciting ones coming up soon, some new packs that I'll be opening. But appreciate you stopping in. I hope to see everybody back soon, and have a great day.